Greetings, welcome back to the Spiritual Walker channel. I hope you're well. This is a bit of a change of scenery. So this is a video about Thanos. If you saw the movie The Avengers Infinity War recently, you will have received a lesson on the mindset of the negatives, the mindset of the psychopaths that are still ruling this planet, but they won't rule this planet for much longer. But anyway, so the way that Thanos behaves is a lesson on the mindset, on the psychopathic mindset of the negatives, of the negative path. So here we are again talking about the negative path, and then you may wonder, why do we talk about the negative path so often in these videos? So I have videos on Rasputin, I have videos on Aleister Crowley, and videos about the negative path in general, the psychopathic negative path. And you may wonder, why do we do this? Why do we talk about the negative path so often in this video? So, isn't humanity supposed to concentrate on the positive path, on love and compassion? Yes, that's absolutely right. But the thing is that love and compassion aren't enough. You also need wisdom. You also need knowledge. You also need to understand what's happening. In Buddhism, for example, there is a notion that karma is, I wouldn't say proportional, but karma changes with the outcomes of your action. So, for example, if you give money to a good person, that is very good karma, because that good person will in turn multiply the benefit to other people. So you give money to a good person, so that person will, be allowed or be in a better position to help society. So your karma is really, really very good. But if you give money to, an irresponsible person that is, alcoholic, for example, so you give money, the person goes and drinks himself stupid. So even though the action was the same, so you gave money, you helped out, your karma will not be so good on that occasion, because of the ultimate consequences of what you did. Basically, you just helped someone get more drunk. And if you give money to a psychopath, for example, that psychopath buys a gun and kills lots of people, even though your karma or your original intention was good to help that person, but by helping a psychopath buy a gun, even if it was completely unwittingly, so you didn't want to do that, your intention was just to help someone. By helping someone that turned out to be a psychopath, you are going to be karmically liable. So you're not really liable for for example, the bad stuff or the karmic burden of that psychopath killing someone, for example, but you will be less positively affected by that action, because that action ultimately resulted in a bad outcome for humanity. So the conclusion is that you need Love and compassion, yes. Love is the strongest energy that the universe knows of. It's the strongest energy that we can possibly have in this universe. It's about transcending time and space, but you also need wisdom. And to understand wisdom, or to have wisdom, we need to understand the negative path and understand the dead end that it is, and understand how screwed are those that dabble in the negative path. If you watch the Avengers Infinity War, you will see that Thanos is basically a psychopath, and his role or his objective is to kill half of the life in the universe. Now you will see that that is in itself, that's a very dark, very negative objective. But what he's trying to do is to keep the resources. He says that there are too many mouths to feed and not enough to go around for everybody. Therefore, if he kills half of the sentient life in the universe, he's going to be balancing things out, and therefore he's going to be creating a condition where people are not suffering anymore because there is plenty of food, plenty of resources to go around. That's his thinking. Now, for those that follow this channel, and for those that follow a lot of other channels, so to speak, the truther community, you will recognize that this is exactly how the Illuminati thinks. This is exactly how those folk, those sick people at the top of society, top of human society, at least for the time being, this is how they think. They say, look, we are better than you. You guys are goyim. You guys are cattle. And at some stage we're going to have to kill a lot of you because there's not enough resources, there's not enough food and space, etc., for everybody. So we're going to have to kill half of you. And by the way, you guys are destroying the planet. You're polluting the planet anyway with all your garbage and all your CO2 and all of the CO2 that comes out of cows breathing and farting to feed all of you. So all of these things are destroying the planet, and therefore we need to destroy you all to be able to preserve the planet. That's how they think. That's how a psychopathic mind thinks. Now, you will notice that this represents a substantial departure, substantial separation from God, from the Creator. Because, and we all know that the negative path is severing yourself, or following the negative path is severing your connections with God, with the Creator, and taking matters in your own hands. So you don't trust the Creator, you don't trust that there are higher spirit, angelical spirits taking care of humanity. Therefore you need to take matters in your own hand, and you need to go and, as they think that they are doing something good for the planet and something good for humanity in the first place. And this is very interesting, is that the negative path, people in the negative path, they don't necessarily see themselves as evil. They see themselves as doing something that is necessary, doing it's a grubby job, but someone has to do it. That's what they think. And in the end, humanity will be better off for that effort. That's how they think. Now, these represent A departure from God, this represents a lack of trust and separation and severing your soul connections with God. Because basically what the negative people are saying is that we don't trust God. We don't trust that there is a plan for humanity. We don't trust that there is a plan for example, planet Earth to house 7 billion people right now. And we don't trust God, therefore we are going to take matters in our own hands and we are going to destroy as many people as we want, because that is going to help save the planet. So when you sever your connection with God, with a creator, with higher spirituality, that's the type of quote-unquote initiative that you're going to feel tempted to develop. And this is exactly what Thanos does in the movie, but that movie is an allegory to what the Illuminati really think and to how the Illuminati really think. They have severed their connection with God. They are taking matters into their own hands. They want to destroy a good proportion of humanity because they don't believe that there is a role for these 7 billion people. And I'm going to explain to you what this role is. So basically, I have another video. If you go through my videos, there is a video that talks about population explosion and the reasons why we have this population boom since the 1940s. There is a very good reason for that, and the reason is that we have a lot of souls that were trapped in the lower astral of planet Earth, and these souls needed two things. One is a second chance, so having another crack at ascension. So if they do a lot of hard work, they might be able to make it. It's very difficult if you're born in a favela, if you're born into a slum in Brazil or India. It might be very difficult to pursue a spiritual path because you're trying to eat, you're trying to, dodge disease, you're trying to dodge malaria and all of that stuff. So spirituality may not be front of mind. But anyway, that is a consequence of your karma, and therefore it's fair. So you may have a crack, you may have a second crack at trying for ascension. That's number one. Number two is that even if you don't really have any chance of ascending into fourth density positive, which is what this planet is about to become, but you will, by your suffering, alleviate or expunge part of your astral miasma, astral karmic energy that you carry with you, astral and mental, and by doing that you will be transformed into the next stage of your series of reincarnations. But you're going to be lighter, you're going to be better able to understand what's happening to you because you had this one last chance of getting out of the astral of the planet Earth and reincarnating. Now, this is the reason for the populational explosion that we had. So there was a big push by the angelical beings that govern planet Earth. There was a big push to get all of these lost souls, lost in inverted commas, souls incarnated, just so they could have this last chance. Now, this is the reason, and there is no evil intent behind this increase in population. There's no need for the Illuminati to try and make plans to kill half of the population or kill as many as possible, because there is no evil. It's all been very carefully planned by higher spirituality. There is no, the destruction, the so-called destruction of the planet is something that is, it's of course is not good, but it's absolutely within the boundaries of what this planet can take. If you just read about Earth's history, you see that there was a period in time where there is called Snowball Earth, where Earth was 100% covered in ice, and life recovered. After that, life recovered, and today we have all of this beautiful scenery that you're seeing behind me. And yet, some millions of years ago, all of this was ice, and it seemed that life was dead, absolutely dead, and that was not the case. So this planet can take a lot. This is a very resilient planet, and the growth in population that we have seen does have a meaning, does have a sense. Earth is giving herself as service to humanity just so we can ascend. And yes, there's going to be a population reduction, but it's not going to be at the hands of Illuminati. It's going to be a planned population reduction when most of the people that are on this planet right now and they don't have any condition to become fourth density positive, they will have to migrate in soul to another planet, as will the negatives. The negatives will have to go to another planet that is in harmony or in resonance with their negativity. And the proportion of people that will be able to make fourth density positive on this planet is really very tiny. It's really very small. Scott Mandelker, which is a Law of One scholar, says that what will be less than 1 billion people. It most likely going to be something like 500 million. So out of 7 billion, maybe 500 million or 700 million. So basically 10% will inherit Earth. So, and yes, this is going to be the meek. The meek will inherit Earth. I remember there was a commercial by Luciferian company Harley Davidson some time ago. I'm a motorcycle rider, so I follow these things. And Harley Davidson is a Luciferian company, or at least they do Luciferian advertising. And they had one of their bikes, the meek will inherit nothing. And that is Lucifer mocking the words of Jesus. And so they do this type of stuff, they mock, but in any case they are going to be transferred to another planet that is in line or in resonance with their vibration. So you think the negatives, you think that for example the hell of Game of Thrones is a horrible place. Well, you know, you're going to something that is going to be worse than that. And the people, they are not in a condition to choose the negative path or the positive path, the path of love and compassion and wisdom. The people that are in no conditions to do this, to make this choice, they will have to go to another planet and restart, basically from a Iron Age type society, in a society where they're banging two rocks together to make fire. that's it's going to be a very sad transition, but it's a transition that it's inevitable, and it has been their choice, and this choice needs to be respected. So that's it. So thank you very much. If you like this video, please share, like, and subscribe. I hope you have a blessed week. Thank you. Bye.